want to help you make sense of your Teachly course dashboard. To do this, I'm going to use my own dashboard as an example. So here's what the dashboard looks like. The first section on your left has your top statistics. In this case, what you can see is in active learning. In my course, we have 14.7 average number of comments per hour, which is a bit higher than the school average. We also see that 98% of my students have participated at least once. So I probably only have about a student or so that hasn't participated. And we also see that the inequality index seems to suggest that 21% of class comments are made by the top 10% of participators, which is lower than the school average of 53%. Finally, we see that the biggest gap for my class is English as a secondary language. The gaps are here, and what they mean is in terms of the percentage of female, I'm basically overcalling on female students by 2.68 percentage points. So in other words, if there are 40% of female students in my class, 42.68% of the comments are coming from female students. That's a pretty small gap, and one that is in a direction that I have wanted to move throughout the last few years. But as you can see here, the biggest gap is English as a secondary language with minus 5.65%. So one of the things that you can do now with all of this information is sort of say, in my next class, I'm going to work on my biggest participation gap. And in my case, I also want to work on trying to get to 100% inclusion. So the way that you can do this is you can go to the most and least active students in class, and you can see in the most and least active students are sorted from lowest participators to highest participators. So in my case, I can identify at the top of this list the one student who hasn't participated, who I plan to deliberately call on next class. Because the English as a secondary language is my biggest gap, one thing that I would like to do is to filter the students through this English as a secondary language and be able to see the students who haven't participated much filtered by this statistic. The last thing is right here on the right, you have students to check in or students that you want to call on your next class. And these are usually very helpful to help you keep focus, particularly if you don't have much time to read the dashboard. Once you've decided that you want to call on a student, one thing that you can do is to click on the student's name and see their profile and see whether you can connect with their profile in your next class. That's about it. Devoting 3 to 4 minutes before class to look at your dashboard can yield tremendous benefits in terms of your ability to teach more effectively and more inclusively. Thank you.